So today we're talking about some things I learned from learning Lynyrd Skynyrd songs. It's how to make a boring chord sound a little more lively. Let's say you've written a song on an electric, on an acoustic, and it's an A chord for 4 measures. 2, 3, 4. Or it's just in the key of A and you want to add an intro. Power chords are really good for this because it's neither a major nor a minor chord. Our A power chord would be an open A string and then the second fret of both the D string and the G string, making it A, E, A. A is our root note, E is our fifth. The note that makes it minor is a C note. The note that makes it major is C sharp. And we've removed both of those out of there. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is how you can separate those two notes. Open A string, and then our little power chord. Just having those two different sounds, but knowing they're both still one chord, creates a lot of creative options. So the first example, when we're going to dive into this, I transformed it into this 2-measure idea. If you like these tabs, you can print them out by becoming a Patreon. New guitar every single Monday. The link's up there. And that's for this lesson and all our lessons. So what we're going to do here, in addition to this separation, is we have one other cool little trick. This double stop that's 2-2, if we come up here and play 5-5, we add 2 color tones, but it still functions. All 3 of these sounds together as a chord. Now those 2 notes are a G note and a C note. G, C. The G transforms the A major into A7 or the A minor into A minor 7. Now the C note is the minor third. If we add a C to this, we get A minor. But you could still use it even if your song's in A major because that note is in our A blues scale. Right there. And right there. Now the elements we're going to use to transform this before we jump in, we are going to be talking about how to use the root in a rhythm idea. We're going to mix in the blues scale or the minor pentatonic, the major pentatonic, and we're also going to add a touch of some moving double stops. So we're going to add that to it. And we're going to go open, down on 2-2, 1, 2, and then boop, boop, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Fourth beat, open A. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that 5th fret. Now, I'm not letting my A ring out. I mute it with that vibrato. You could let it ring out if you wanted to. Now, another cool thing that these guys do is when they're returning, you don't need to land on the 1. We're going to add 2 more double stops on the offbeat. By avoiding the downbeat sometimes, you can create some cool movement. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. After that, open A again, and then the double stop 3 times. Now, if you wanted to, you could sneak in another 5 in there. But we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. I'm teaching you an idea here, but I want you to understand where it's coming from because I want you to be able to transform an A chord in a song you wrote to any one of these ideas. We're going to create some more movement, and now we're going to mix in the minor scale even more. A minor pentatonic, 0-3, 0-3, 0-2, 0-2, 1-3, 0-3, shape 1. After the open A, after and, we're going to 3, pull 0, 3. 3 and 4 and for the second half of the second measure. So the second, slowly the whole thing now would be 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Sounds really nice with the minor pentatonic in other places. Let's take it a step further though. Let's add the major pentatonic. The second beat, sorry. 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Sounds a little like My Girl. There you go. Got My Girl vibes. We add that to the end and we get 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Also note the double stop in the third measure, moved it from 5/5 back to 2/2. That's just to make it a little bit easier. But that means you don't have to do that. You can, again, these are all malleable. You can move these ideas any way you want. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So that took a static A chord and transformed it into something with a lot of movement. Now, again, those concepts are malleable. You can move them around and you can have some fun with them. But anytime you're doing something in A, these are some cool ideas for riff writing. Okay, next idea, we're moving to the key of G. Let's say you wrote something on your cowboy song, cowboy chords. D, C, G. Moving it over to the electric. Those don't sound good. So you say, okay, I'm going to use bar shapes. Cool. That sounds much better already. But we can create so much more movement over these D chords. Now, we're going to start by inverting them. What does inversion mean? Well, we have 3 notes. The D chord is a D, F sharp is the 3rd, A is the 5th. And when you play a D chord, the lowest pitch is the D note. You don't have to do that. I can move the A or the F sharp into the chord. If I move the F sharp into the bass, it's called the first inversion, because that's the first note after A. And the A would be, after the D, and the A would be second inversion. Root, normal D. F sharp in the bass, inversion, first inversion. A in the bass, second inversion. So we're going to invert it like that. We're going to move the root, or we're going to change the root to the 9th fret. And now, instead of playing these with our ring finger, we're going to play with our index finger the 7th fret of the D, G, and B string. Now, it has an inverted sound to it. It doesn't sound as much like a D, and there's a time and a place for that. There are other advantages to this idea, but let's just take a look at just the inversion. Now I'm muting the E string with my thumb, and we get this. Okay. Now, another cool thing about that, though, is we have the major pentatonic right there. It's a cool way to access the major pentatonic. D major pentatonic would be 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 10, with the 10th fret of the E strings being your major root. I have a D note here, though, as well. So instead of playing the E string, I can play 5, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 10. And it's a cool way to access that major scale. Now, the major pentatonic is kind of like a fancy extended chord as well. You could think about it as a D6/9. So I'm thinking about this more like a chord. I'm going to play 5, slide 7 to 9, and then 7 7 on the second beat. 1 and 2 3 4. Move that idea down 2 frets and it works for C, because all these ideas, I'm building them around this A bar shape. So I get 1 and 2. So we get 1 and 2 3 4, 1 and 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Let's give that a little more movement. 1 and 2 3 and 4. 1 and 2 3 and 4. 1 and 2 3 and 4. Back to that 3rd fret, and then back. There's a cool minor idea if you want to get that instead of 9 7 7, 8 to 9, or 8 slide 9. So we get 1 and 2 3 and 4. Same idea over the C. 1 and 2 3 and 4. Move that down to C. 1 and 2 3 and 4. Now, if you were to do these slightly different, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, that's cool too. I'm just showing you the D and the C idea exactly the same, but feel free to add an extra down in there or an extra little stab so they're slightly different. That's another thing these guys do, is they do the exact same ideas but slightly different to add motion. So we have 1 and 2 3 and 4, 1 and 2 3 and 4. To the G. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Now the G has this cool little extension based on the A shape where you have major pentatonic ideas with this box right here. G chord, 5 7 5 7 5 7. This being a root. So you can go 1 2 3 and 4 and 1. Bass note, strum down, slide 5 to 7, 5 7 5 5, because that's our G note. 1 2 3 and 4 and 1 2 3 4. So we've transformed. Learners, I'm going to put a playlist here and a video, I think, maybe 2 videos, maybe 2 playlists. If you enjoyed this lesson, you will benefit and enjoy those lessons as well. Until next time, keep on rocking and rolling. Have a lovely day, and take a fun idea that you made on your acoustic guitar and transform it into something more classic and rocky. Until next time, have a lovely day, friends.